My name is Ben Sebastian, and welcome to episode 18 of the Sonic Symphonic podcast. Let's go.
We close our eyes for the light, into the darkness that surrounds us. You gave a spirit, benevolent with a heart of ice, possessing human beings. Fear is gone. You the shapeshifter, ravenous, craving for human flesh, the incarnation of selfishness. God is fear, destructing their environment, sowing disharmony. Out of equilibrium, imbalanced, with a stench of death and corruption. Never satisfied, after killing and consuming, ever expanding, stretching out for us to follow.
welcome to this episode. It is going to be such a banger. Oh, yes. Video watchers will note I'm already having a cigarette. This early on into the episode, it almost like it's post-coital bliss. Afterglow. What an opening. And this is the band Altar of I. And it's their album Human Resources that came out on March the 3rd this year. Now, Altar of I was founded in 2016 in Klagenfurt, in Austria, that is, to create a modern combination of metalcore melodic death metal. They've had some changes in their lineup over the years, and they sort of defined their style by adding progressive elements, atmospheric kind of stuff, passionate vocals, growling, screaming. Well, you heard it all there. So we've just played 2 tracks, in fact. And the first one was that rather sort of tribalistic. I'm trying to think of the name of the band. It will come to me. Nope. Still not there. Fawn. That's it. It reminded me of an album I caught by them recently. And that track was the wonderfully complicated linguistic tongue-twisty tile. I'm going to give it a go. Wiindigookaanzhimowin. Yeah, fuck's sake. Okay. Wiindigookaanzhimowin. Wiindigookaanzhimowin. Yeah, which basically you could abbreviate that to Wendigo. Now we're all about the Wendigo. It's a mythological creature or evil spirit originating from the folklore of Plains and Great Lakes natives, as well as some First Nations. It's based in and around the east coast forests of Canada, and it's a cannibalistic monster that formed from the soul of a person afflicted with the Manitou spirit. It's an evil spirit that it's one of those. My conveyance of the topic not great there, but that's where the band has drawn their inspiration from, and what an excellent opening. And of course then that sort of beautifully constructed, instrumentation creating the atmosphere is instantly kind of shunted into your in your face with when the full band comes in on their second track, which was Spreading the Disease. That's just full on carnage. I really, really love these vocal tones that are on show with this band. The gutturals get deeper and deeper, and like this band just know when and how to upscale the impact of the song and the timing. And there's a fantastic piece in the verses of that track where the drummer sort of pulls back and sort of goes half time, only momentarily. I'm talking like 4/8 beats in the bar here. He does it a couple of times in there, and it's just it's fantastic. That viewers will have watched my reaction, and it's just awesome. So this is another episode album walkthrough style thing, so you get to chill with me. Let's talk more about the album, but first let's roll into the third track, the creation of Godzilla, and it's video time.
Some We can feel its presence out there somewhere. Out there somewhere. And it waits for us to come out. To come out. Awakening to a world that is different to yesterday. One day we decide to take the risk. Leave our shadows hold. We have to warn the others and run to the next zone. We're people dance and party in the streets. They are outside to celebrate, not the will of the nation. Bodies are dead, mutated into huge Godzilla. Coming closer and closer. Coming closer and closer. Closer and closer. Ready to enter. To enter. We face the enemy, the monster. The mutation that we created. We won't let it die, so we can survive. It's got bigger because we let it grow. It is from our failure to listen to our ratio.
So continuing on with themes of monsters and, you know, some of the impact that we as a human species have for creating them. There seems to be a theme that's emerging in this album, and yeah, I absolutely love it. Again, beautifully delivered. Let's talk about the album. So the album is quite substantial. It's 16 tracks. Okay, we've got a few kind of interludes that you know, last up to a minute here and there, spattered across the album, which I probably won't cover. Some of those will focus on the tracks, of which I think of that. I think there's probably about, for you know, 14. So 14 big tracks to listen to. This is going to be quite the episode and quite the ride. But you know, so far in, absolutely loving it. This is definitely a band that you guys need to just support and love, because I absolutely love it. And this is an album that is going to get some serious play, I can assure you. So moving on, we're going to go to, so we're going to skip track 4, which is an interlude called Skiless, brackets interlude, so 48-second affair, and straight into track 5, Arkanus.
was stehst du? Für was stehst du auf? Für was bist du bereit zu fallen? Is what I want to achieve. Even if I want to get believe, if there is nothing that I receive, I don't wanna go along. When I know that you are wrong, no, I'm willing to go the distance. Are you willing to make a difference? Why am I alone in a crowd when it's time to speak alone? When I go down with grace, 'cause I know I will die with a smile on my face. My principles, they were meant to last, they will remain. When I've turned to dust, as long as I have my voice, I will always have a choice. Ich sage, was ich meine, und mein Widerliches sage. Ich verstehe es mich nicht, ist die Wahrheit in meinem Gesicht.
I was not expecting that ending at all, not by a million miles. Wow. Viewers will probably know, like, every time the vocal style changes, I just smile, and it's just so perfectly placed. And they do this kind of thing. They do these spoken parts. They do these kind of dark guttural parts. They do this sort of upper register kind of stuff, and there's there's screamy type of stuff, and then there's the just general clean vocals. But everything is just perfectly matched to what's going on in the music and the story of the music as well. And similarly, when they put their little sort of progressive elements in there, it's like switch for timing up, or do something a bit funky. It's only limited to sort of like a few bars, and then it's back into the pace, and it's just perfect placement. I mean, it must take these guys absolutely ages in the studio to conjure up one of these creations of theirs, but it must also, by that metric, be so much fun. One, to do it, or even just as an observer, it must be absolutely fun to watch these guys compose. That was an absolute stunning track, Arkanus, and now track 6, Beauty Beast.
Yeah.
what a creative band this are. Like, you know, their choice of instrumentation and pairings and whatnot is just always interesting, and it always pays off. At the outset of Beauty Beast, I was like, okay, so we got this vocal style paired with this piano. I thought it's a little bit of a sort of a scratchy combination, and I thought, maybe I'm not quite as into that. Then the pairing when the female vocals came in, that's just like, it's where the dystonicness of it, if that's a word, kind of fused together, and then it all just kind of just exploded from there. Look, fantastic little nuances, and viewers might have seen me just go absolutely stone still when the female vocal came in that sort of middle section. What a really interesting voice, really compelling to listen to. There's nuances there in sort of her vowels and the way she goes about sort of bridging one harmonic to another. That is really quite beautiful and really quite ethereal and interesting. And I love the power of the human voice. I mean, I love the power of instrumentation, but I haven't come across something like that for a while. That did make me stop and listen. Who is she? Let's see if we can dig about on. Oh, hello, my keyboard's on. Let's see if we can dig about. Speaking of digging about, you know, the band Altar of I have a website at artgatesrecords.com/artist/Altar of I. I will leave a link and what have you. Maybe it's referred to on their YouTube. I don't see it on their website. I may well be forgiven for failing to spot the obvious. But yes, they have YouTube, Instagram, you know, Spotify, Twitter, Facebook, all of that. I'm going to link there below. And one interesting point while we're just sort of talking about the album and it's set up, it's mixed and mastered by sickofsound.com. I'll leave a link down there as well. They seem to have done a pretty good job of it. I was having a nose around their website earlier, and you know, they put I think it's run by a guy called Henrik Schaller, and he's done a lot of stuff around sort of, you know, melodic death metal and the sort of associated genres, and it all sounds pucker. It really does. So I'll leave a link to that there. So moving on, the Sourcerer, track 7 in the album. Let's kick it. Wow. I've slacked off the hiking a little bit that I like to do. Just because of busyness of work and scheduling and what have you. This is definitely an album that's going to accompany me. I can imagine this track sort of pounding the hills and staircases and various different sort of places I go. I think that, and the album is of not only the quality, but it's also the length to sustain me for a good sort of 10 kilometers plus. So, yeah, absolutely loved that. Track 8, let's get straight into it. Track 8 actually is one of those interludes called Conquistador. So we're going to bounce into track 9, Subjekt. I'm loving it.
Inside insolent
I think this has to be my favourite track of the album so far. Really loved that. Again, the introduction of tribal rhythms and instrumentation. And yeah, the lovely reverby melodic guitar intro that sort of dominated the first part of the song. Beautifully done, and very reminiscent and reminded me of a band called Fields of the Nephilim, which is a sort of an 80s goth band, but it had that same sort of atmosphere about it. And yeah, I loved it. I reckon that's my favourite track. That's my favourite track. I mean, I love all of this, and this is being such a good episode and such an enjoyable experience to sit down and listen to an album, because like in our busy lifestyles and what have you, yeah, we're always capturing content on the move. How many of us are, we're at work, we catch a 10 minutes break and we're sitting there scrolling, or we're sat in our beds or whatever at home, or curled up on our sofa, and we're taking in lots of doses of micro content. Even if you're an avid music listener in today's age and the way things are styled, I think it's becoming increasingly less that we go, all I'm going to do is sit down and listen to an album. I mean, technically speaking, I'm not really doing that now, am I? I'm kind of recording. But hey, if you guys have made it this far through and intend to make it all the way through to the end, then hey, it's cool. Well done for chilling out, and thank you for chilling out with me and Altar of I. On to track 10, Warriors.
Mothers and
was brutal, brutal heavy. This album, it just doesn't give up. It is absolutely relentless. One of the things I really loved about that track, again, I'm going to go through it all the vocal styles for the the transitions, the instrumentation. The one thing I popped up, particularly some of the phrases towards the end, is the drumming. Absolutely, outstanding stuff. There was a section there where it's like you've got. Let's say it's just I'm using my simple brain, simple language here, but let's say you've got pattern A and then you've got pattern B, and one's maybe standard beat, one's a bit backbeaty or whatever, and he's able to sort of blend and cut in and out of them. In that transition, it's almost like you've got two MIDI sort of like sections, and you've gone like squashed them together, and then cut bits out randomly, and it's sort of like go along this, and then it's like A B A B A B then B. Phenomenal stuff, and it really adds to the drive and the pace and the whole exciting experience. And then whilst I was listening to that track, I was also thinking, how sort of bold and brave the band are for kind of putting out a 15-track album. I mean, this could easily have been split into two, and it makes me wonder, how prolific are they? What have they got cooking away? Because if they're happy to put out a 15-track album, the thoughts have obviously got to be, we must have material for the next album. Oh no, completely unprofessional moment. Least. So I just wonder what they've got cooking. Kind of lost my thread. Track 11 now, Ad Infinitum.
Show
Ad infinitum there. Viewers may well recognize that that was one of the singles that they released, and I did a shorter sort of reaction review video to it. I will leave sort of links below, but to this I featured Altar of I a couple of times, and you know, it's great to have grown into a full episode with this band, and I can't say again how much I'm absolutely enjoying it. And I just noticed, well, I didn't update the text, but hey, I'll update the timestamp on the video. You know, Human Resources, this is just such a top tier album, a top tier band. You know, I know it's only coming from some aging bald guy in England, in a corner of England somewhere, but it's absolutely a thoroughly enjoyable experience. We're kind of on our way out of it, just a number of tracks, 4 to go, a couple of videos as well. So let's get back into it. Track 12, Into the Abyss. Back to moody atmospherics. Love it.
The ship is not sinking, it's being dragged down into the depths, into the black, where our souls lie. The dark water locks out the light. The darkness aroused us that becomes the night. Becomes the night. Open your eyes, open your minds. See, there's only darkness. Open your eyes, open your minds. See, there's only darkness. Open your eyes, open your minds. See, there's only darkness. Open your eyes, open your minds. See that only darkness is faster than light. The ship lost its bearings as it's covered by the night. Before the tragedy continues, become soldiers of the light. Of the light.
Wait for it. There we go. This is track 13, ex Umbra In Solem, by the way. Brilliant. Lovely video too. Okay. Let me just switch screens here. Yeah, I was not expecting Into the Abyss to be what it was. But the way it kind of comes straight into Umbra In Solem, absolutely, yeah, absolutely brilliant. There's something about that. Let's just go back into the Abyss for a second. There's something about that sort of Germanic sort of region. I know these guys are Austrian, but so there's about that sort of something about that style of voice that is, yeah, absolutely, I find adorable in tonality. It's so perfect in its conveyance of the lyrical content, and I'm drawn to a lot. Maybe I have some Germanic history in my bloodline. Maybe it's something to do with that, but it just sounds freaking awesome. And Umbra In Solem, it's a possible. Well, I was going to say it's a possible contender for my favourite track of the album, but no, I'm gonna stick with, what was it, track 9, Subjekt. But a close second indeed. We're sort of going into a video phase as we enter the end of the podcast for those that are viewing. For those on Podbean, alas, you'll have to switch to YouTube for the video content. But certainly, it came to the last video. It's great to see the guys in performance mode. What a solo in that last track as well. Track 14 now, Appletree. Such a cool video. Such a cool video. I'd totally forgotten that I'd reviewed it before. The name of the tower in which they filmed escapes me right now. But it's like one of the tallest towers in their country, I feel. And they told me after I did the review, because I said, you know, imagine if you had to kind of lump all of your kit right to the top of it to do that film. And it turns out that they did, because the lift was broken. And excuse me for taking a little bit of an ADHD moment sort of there, my figuring out the melody. You know, it's beautiful in the simplicity. Lovely. Yes, so sometimes I just can't resist tinkering. So that's kind of where we're at now. We're at the end. Okay. Support these guys. I'm going to leave links to the bands of like Linktree, YouTube, Spotify, or Alter. No, not Alter. What's the name of the record label? I've already screwed it. Art Gates Records. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to leave links to the band, everything below. Also to Art Gates Records. They've got quite an impressive roster as well. I've been checking out some of their bits and pieces. Sick of Sound Studio, and yeah, this has been an absolutely beast of an album. It's very, very impressive. What can I say? It's just fantastic, you know, rhythm work, fantastic sort of progressive touches, superb, you know, vocal styles. Really captures the imagination, and it's an absolute banger of an album. And if you've made it to the end of this video, I can't thank you guys enough for watching. Yeah, this has been an absolutely brilliant episode. I've totally thoroughly enjoyed just sort of chilling out and giving this one a spin. So the final track of the album is Wendigod. We've kind of maybe gone back to where we started with the whole Wendigo theme, perhaps. And it's a video. I've been Ben Sebastian. This has been the Sonic Symphonic Podcast, episode 18 of an album walkthrough of Human Resources by Alter of I, and we finish with Wendigod. Thank you and goodbye. I love me a good organ.
What you make
What an ending. What an album. What a band. What vision. What creativity. Wow. What an episode.